Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping straight into a really fascinating repeating pattern that completely changes the way we think about building habits, accelerating our careers, and creating lasting wealth. It's all centered around one specific number, 20. Now, before you start thinking we're getting into numerology or something, let me stop you right there. This isn't magic. It's all about human behavior, consistency, and the raw mathematics of compounding effort. So, let's get right to it. So let's kick things off with a really simple question, one that might actually change how you view your own daily routines and setbacks. What if I told you that this exact number quietly underpins the achievements of some of the most successful people in the world? We see it pop up in how they manage their time, how they handle failure, and how they secure their financial futures. It's literally a foundational pattern of human resilience. Think about the old story of a young guy who asks a master gardener for his secret to growing these strong, towering trees. The gardener just smiles and says, most people quit after 3 days. Some continue for 7. Very few reach 20. This is such timeless wisdom, right? It tells us that the secret to massive growth isn't some clever hack. It's having the grit to outlast the initial resistance. It takes about 20 days just to establish a baseline habit. The world simply rewards the people who stick around long enough to hit that 20 mark. Section 1. Mastering your time. The first 20 minutes. Okay, let's dive into this with a pretty staggering number, 121. If you carve out just 20 minutes a day to be completely deliberate before the absolute chaos of life takes over, and you use it for reading, planning, thinking, or exercising, that compounds into 121 hours invested directly into yourself every single year. Most folks are just sitting around waiting for a massive opportunity to drop out of the sky, but the really successful ones, they're quietly investing those 20 minutes every single day long before the opportunity ever knocks. And this ties beautifully into the famous Pareto principle. You know, the one, the 80-20 rule? It challenges us to ruthlessly identify the crucial 20% of our actions that actually drive 80% of our real-world results. Have you ever actually sat down and asked yourself, honestly, which 20% of your skills genuinely generate your income? Or which 20% of your daily habits actually create your happiness? Because when you find their 20%, you find your leverage. That exact same leverage applies to seemingly impossible goals, too. Take writing a book, for example. For most of us, staring at a blank screen and imagining a 240-page manuscript is completely paralyzing. But what if you just told yourself you're going to write 20 pages a month? That's it. In 1 year, the whole book is done. Big dreams don't usually arrive with a marching band. They arrive disguised as 20 small, manageable steps that you repeat consistently. Section 2. The 20-year overnight success, reframing career timelines. We all love a good overnight success story, right? People constantly point at figures like Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, or J.K. Rowling and call them overnight successes. But what we completely gloss over are the 2 decades of practice that kicked off in year 1, the brutal mistakes they were still making in year 10, and the culmination of all that relentless learning by year 20. This completely shatters that toxic myth of instant gratification in our careers. True, undeniable mastery almost always takes a 20-year horizon. Now, this kind of extreme patience applies directly to networking and building relationships, too. We often go to an industry event, have maybe 2 awkward chats, and just give up. But the reality is a progression. Think of it like this. The first conversation merely teaches you what you don't know. By the 5th, you're finally polishing your pitch. By the 12th, you've actually got real confidence. And it's usually the 20th conversation that unlocks a major career opportunity. The big breakthrough is almost never at conversation number 1. And this same patience completely redefines how we handle failure. There's this brilliant story of a startup founder who literally kept a failures jar. Every single time he messed up, he wrote it down and dropped it in the jar. When he finally hit 20 failures, he dumped them out and analyzed them. What he found was amazing. The lessons were getting smarter, the mistakes were getting much smaller, and his strategic confidence had grown immensely. Success wasn't waiting at attempt number 1. It was hiding somewhere right after number 20. Moving on to section 3, your 20 gold coins, building financial resilience. Okay, so you absolutely cannot ignore economics if you want a stable life. Every family needs to build what we can call a personal sovereign fund. Think of it as an unbreachable reserve of 20 gold coins, 20 units of absolute financial safety. Your very first goal in life isn't a luxury car or the newest iPhone. It's securing those 20 coins. Why? Because this reserve acts as a massive buffer between your family and the chaos of the outside world. People with this reserve have options. People without it are forced into panicked survival reactions. Because at the end of the day, wealth really just comes from repeating one small action thousands of times. If a young worker stubbornly invests just $20 or £20 a week, every single week, they are going to wake up decades later and discover a profound truth. Lasting wealth isn't really about earning some massive, top-tier salary. It is almost entirely about the stubborn, unyielding repetition of a small, smart choice over a very long period of time. Which brings us to Section 4. 20 years from now, value creation over penny pinching. Now, this is the ultimate mindset pivot. When you're just starting out, yeah, saving every penny completely matters. But eventually, penny pinching actually becomes an incredibly expensive distraction. Think about it. If you spend 2 hours aggressively hunting around the internet for a discount code to save $10, you have to measure that opportunity cost. Could you have used those exact same 2 hours to build, learn, or sell something that created $50 of new value? You have to stop counting pennies and start creating pounds or dollars. Do not spend your one precious life making tiny, restrictive calculations. Small savings have very strict mathematical limits, right? I mean, you can only cut your expenses down to zero. But value creation? Value creation has absolutely no ceiling. You have to stop agonizing over how to save another 5 and start intensely asking yourself how to create another 500. And let me be perfectly clear about what we actually mean by value creation here. True wealth is absolutely never built on someone else's misfortune or exploitation. A smart creator doesn't chase gains at the expense of other people. Instead, a truly smart creator asks, how can I increase prosperity for everyone involved? The most robust, sustainable wealth is always created through mutual benefit, expanding the whole pie for everyone in your ecosystem. Imagine this. What if your future self, exactly 2 decades from now, could walk into the room right now and sit down with you? Based on this rule of 20 we've been talking about, these are the exact marching orders they would give you. They'd tell you to save earlier, to build your 20 coins. Learn faster in your first 20 minutes of the day. Invest more over a 20-year horizon. Worry way, way less about small, insignificant expenses, and relentlessly focus your energy on creating immense value. Ultimately, the real magic isn't in the specific digit itself. It's in what the number 20 represents across every single vital domain of your life. It's your 20 units of financial safety, your 20 minutes of dedicated daily learning, the 20 years of extreme patience required for real mastery, the absolute grit to push through 20 conversations and 20 painful failures just to unlock your true opportunities. Look, the world is tough and friction is practically guaranteed. And because of that friction, most people are quite simply going to give up. They'll quit after the 3rd day of a new habit, or the 5th rejection in their career, or the very first major financial hurdle they hit. The world disproportionately rewards the few who have the stamina and the vision to push past that early friction. Don't be most people. So I want to leave you with a final thought today. The next time you're feeling totally exhausted, the next time you feel like throwing in the towel on a new healthy habit, a tough career pivot, or your long-term financial goals, I want you to just pause, look at your progress, and ask yourself this one lingering question. Have I reached my 20 yet? Keep pushing, keep building, and I will see you in the next explainer.